Wonder Woman issue 76. G. Willow Wilson writing with Lee Garbett on the art. And this is our first issue of the new. I mean, I'd almost call this a transitionary issue because it feels like it's wrapping up some stuff in the previous arc.
I think, given the fact that it's even got a guest artist, I would definitely call it just in the middle.
Yeah. But it does set up some stuff at the end for the new arc and what we're going to be dealing with, which is, of course, Cheetah, which was teased. And essentially, the main bulk of this is, Diana's back in Themyscira. We've got a permanent connection, at least for now, between Themyscira and the real world that they can travel back and forth from. So Diana can come and go if she pleases.
It's pretty unstable, so they need to have her test it first.
Yeah. Maggie's training to be staying to be trained is what I was trying to say there.
Which I do like now that they're gonna. Hopefully, this becomes a plot point where they send out Amazonians to find worthy, prospect Amazonians.
Yeah, they mentioned that. With the portal open, we may need mortal women among our ranks. So there's probably going to be more.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually get to see Steve again, and he talks about how it's been so long since he's seen Diana. It's actually kind of a neat trick here, where it does feel like it's been a while since we've seen Steve. It feels like, he has been missing for like an arc. It's been a while. And Aphrodite's still there with him. But of course, Diana returns and they have the reunion. But the big emotional clutch of this issue is that Diana's first port of call after this is like, no, I'm going to stay with you, Steve. I have to go do something. And she has to go and get Veronica Cale and bring Veronica Cale to her daughter and let Veronica bring her daughter home. And this stuff was really good because it obviously it's paying off a lot of what Rucka did in his run, first and foremost. But it's this thing where Veronica hates Diana so much, is ready to shoot her. She's and then she's told about her daughter, and she just drops the gun and breaks down in tears. It's a really good scene.
Yeah, I got a good chuckle as well, in a good way here, where Cale's like, "Oh, you're still my enemy when all this is over," and I was like, "Oh, you're still my enemy now." Yeah, just kind of like, don't worry, we're still enemies. It'll make you feel better.
Yeah, and sure enough, she brings her back, and we get the big hug, and so that's neat. And the big cliffhanger, of course, is Cheetah showing up with Aphrodite and pulls out that sword she's had from all the Justice League stuff, the Godslayer sword, Godkiller sword, and stabs her.
I didn't like that because I liked Aphrodite.
Yeah, seemingly kills her.
I thought that scene with Steve was real good. That him basically talking about his love of Diana with the goddess of love, right? And it's like, oh, he really means it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, she's gonna be a fun supporting cast member here. Like, I think how does she play in?
It's really interesting how Atlantiades has kind of replaced Aphrodite here now. You may have to take over her role a bit more directly.
Yeah, because they even mentioned that she's like the goddess of unions and other things.
It's worth mentioning. They did say they're going to fix the town that was messed up from all the influence. I love this final page though. Cheetah grinning like a mad person, holding this sword with blood, and just sort of mouthing to herself, "God killer, God killer."
Yeah,
I'm into it. I like the idea that the sword's influencing her, making her more crazy, and that's why she's this kind of deranged right now.
This was a great issue that is a really subtle issue for the most part. A lot of it is just these it's a series of conversations, but all of them are great.
Yeah, I think the ending's super hype for the next arc, and I think everything with Cale getting her daughter back is great. So it was playing out a lot of beats we were expecting them to play out, but there's beats we wanted them to play out, and they were all executed well enough. The art's fairly solid. Obviously, this book is often spoiled by some phenomenal art, but Garbett's solid, and I think
Garbett. Yeah, Garbett fits in there really well.
Personally, I think he holds up amongst some of the better ones that we've had.
Not as good as Armanico, I would say, but really so. I think his Cheetah looks really good here at the end, especially.
All his characters look really good.
I personally, I prefer him over Armanico. Like that page where Diana and Steve are reunited. It's the full page. I thought that page is fantastic.
Yeah. Actually, one of the things I like about the Themyscira, there's a lot of purples in the The sky's purple. The even the mountain behind them, the cliffs are kind of purpley. You know, they're really playing with the purples for this kind of like magical nighttime kind of setting that they're going.
And they do use the purple ray, you know, like to heal and whatnot. So
yeah, but it's a subtle touch that when you go to Aphrodite in the apartment, she's got purple pillows on her couch. Just a really subtle little link between the sort of the magical world and the real world, which I kind of like.
So I went back and wanted to read that thing now about Atladiades. But yeah, it says that she's the child of Hermes and Aphrodite, demigod of desire and union and beauty unofficially. And there's almost like this little heat between Steve and her, or them, I should say.
Yeah, them.
So
not she.
Yeah. So.
Oh no, there definitely is, because they're like, it'll wear off after a couple of days. Don't worry about it.
Well, no, what I mean by heat is like, she calls him an idiot. I just did it again. But like, what's going on there? Are they seeding something for later? Like,
I think
are they jealous of Steve?
It could just be a little joke here about how this is the first time he's met them, and it could be nothing that we even return to. It could just be a little joke.
I think it's more just the normality that Steve actually is kind of catches people off guard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah. I wasn't. That was a weird moment, I thought. And now they're going to be the god of love. So I think that's pretty cool. That he's like, not that he's unfazed, but he's almost taken back by this person with wings, right? Because every time I think he's met a god, it's so normal.
But Aphrodite looks normal in comparison.
Yeah.
She just looks like a person, whereas Atlantis has these giant wings.
Yeah. So, that was always one of my favorite things from the Azarello run, is how different the gods looked.
I loved the Hades design.
Yeah, the Hades design, and then Poseidon just looked like a sea creature.
Yeah.
Apollo and
I like the idea that still
Artemis.
kind of tracks here, that those are like their true forms, and this is just how they interact with the world.
Yeah.
They want to be more accessible.
So I was just trying to find more meaning in his reaction there, just because Steve's kind of seen it all, at this point. And what was he fighting there when he was talking to Aphrodite? Are these creatures that have crossed over too?
I guess. Random,
like the mythic.
Yeah, I assume so.
Random mythical monsters. I was just.
He seems pretty capable.
Yeah. So
he's had some practice. That's what he's doing.
Bells for Aphrodite. She was really growing on me as the goddess of love. Thought she'd be like the dead mother here with this new supporting cast, and she just got to show up. That said, when given a god killer sword, someone had to go.
Yeah, it would have felt cheap if no one did.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we might even see some more gods go. Who knows? But solid issue. And hopefully Wilson's not leaving the book, given those two Orlando arc that we're getting.
I really hope not. Because that would be a real shame.
So, interestingly though, November. That would mean Orlando's arc would end either in January or February. If January goes to single shipping, like we're kind of expecting,
which we're assuming it is, we wouldn't be back with
Wilson till March.
Orlando till March.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But hey, what are you rating this, Matt?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Connor,
really enjoyed this one.
I'm gonna go an 8.5.
I'm gonna give it an 8 as well.